The other thing I wanted to touch on is the giving and the receiving part of Ayni, because that's what Ayni is all about reciprocity. So sometimes you're in the energy of giving, and sometimes you're in the energy of receiving, and those are two very, very, very different spaces to be in. And in our current societies, to give, to give, to give, to give. It's so much better to give. It's been conditioned in us that giving is superior to receiving, and that is not correct. And we are so much more comfortable with giving than receiving. And one of the things that I believe plays into that is the conditioning that giving is such a good thing. And so it puts us in a superior position in two ways. We're being good. And so we have our superior moral structure that we're pulling into the equation. And then we also feel if we have enough to give and be generous, it does put us in a superior position. Now, to play into that with your ego will be a downfall, but to recognize that that's perhaps why it's easier to be in the giving position, because when you're receiving, you have to recognize a lack. You have to recognize, you have to be humble in the humility that goes into admitting to somebody that, or even yourself, that's a hard one, that you're missing something or you're in lack. There's a vulnerability that goes with that. And so we protect ourselves from receiving the very thing that we need if we don't move past the ego part of just, there's nothing wrong with being missing something. There's nothing wrong with, I'm in lack right now. It's only this moment, unless you stretch it out.
That's for me, it's bigger than that. It is being able to receive is opening your heart for everything that's coming towards you. And many people are scared to receive because they are afraid, because also when they receive, they want to give something back. And so receiving is for many people very scared. And receiving is also about that. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how it looks, if you like it or not. But somebody wants to give you something, or if it's time, or is it a physical thing from their heart, and receive it with your heart. And you don't need to put something else.
Also, sometimes you receive and you are not in a position where you can give anything back. It's fine. That's the way it's supposed to be. And to feel guilty that you cannot, that creates a block. You do not feel guilty. Move into the trust that that's the way it's meant to be, and it'll all come back around. That person. Okay, so if you want to lock it in like that, then, I have to give something back. So I'm going to give something back equal to what that person gave to me. Well, then I have just stopped the flow of Ayni back to you, because you gave with such a pure intent and wholeheartedly, and that's what you put out. Then I return a smaller version, a lesser version, because it's done with restriction. I have to give something back. I have to give something equal, but I don't know what is equal to what you just gave. I don't know that because you gave it from the purity of your heart, and it's much bigger than what my mind, my little ego mind, can process. And then if I throw guilt on it, then that's all you're going to get back is the limited amount that I'm returning to you. Whereas I just move out of the way and know that Ayni itself is happening and I don't have to control it, then what's going to come back to you is like 3 times more than what I could possibly give you in the moment. And so we tend to feel guilty that we can't give something back. And it would be a good daily practice to
And
understand.
also there we have to take the step back. It is Ayni is not material. So when you get something material for something, it's not about that what it is. When it's $1 million, what you get, when it's only the money that you are getting, um, that can be very dirty money then. But when somebody really gives you this out of love, out of Ayni, and you don't can give something back what is worth $1 million, you shouldn't even think about it. Also, when you have had it, but when somebody is willingly from their heart giving you all this money, when you give a hug back, really meant from your heart and really let yourself feel from that love, then you give the same thing back. So then the Ayni energy is in flow, as Robin say, is in balance.
And
But
sometimes you don't get
when I'm putting myself inside out to trying to find something that uh, to give them back, then the flow is gone.
Mhm.
So it's not about material. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said before.
Not at all. And I said, sometimes it's not the same thing at all. Um, like when you go to work and you do your job and you get paid. Well, sometimes maybe you feel like you're not getting paid enough for what you do. Sometimes it's not about the paycheck because that's not the only thing you get in return for the job that you do. You get respect, you get recognition, you get appreciation, and it doesn't always show up in your paycheck. So you don't always get tit for tat. And it's not the same and sometimes not even equal. And but that's not for you. That's not for you to manage. Just trust how it's happening and the more um conditions that you put on giving and receiving, the more blockages we create.